during the talk, there was a theme, an underlying theme, not that it was supposed to happen, it just got brought up a few times, and that was freedom. And it was really interesting because Harry explained how his freedom had come at a cost, but the cost was worth it. And I deeply resonated with that. For me, on my personal journey, the amount of people that dropped away as I continued to follow my truth, and the more authentic that I was, the less that I ticked the acceptable boxes of family and friends, and they turned away. They didn't want to know. It's easy enough to tick the boxes and embrace someone as your friend when they're doing what you want them to do, when you're living how they want you to live. But as you break away, as you start being free or freer, and you start to tune into your authentic self, and you start to put down boundaries and say, well, actually, no, that's not, that doesn't resonate for me, or that's not acceptable, or I'm not willing to sacrifice that anymore because my mental health is more important. When we do these things, people tend to really take it personally, and they don't want to play anymore, and they drop away. And many of us don't get to experience that quite as publicly. Many of our struggles and people dropping in and out of our lives is very private and personal. But for him, he's kind of lived his life under the glare of the cameras, and we have, whether we wanted to or not, it's come into our, into our homes or into our lives in some way. And he shared his experience of racism and the divisiveness that it causes in families, among friends. And it's not just racism, but all sorts of being true and living your truth. It brings all sorts of things to the surface and really challenges you to get to a point in life where you either stay as you are, so he could keep his titles and his money and his lifestyle and play the game, or he could be free, and he chose freedom. And that makes my heart sing, because I know it's so hard to live your truth, and when you're doing it, and once you've got away from all that's chaining you in there and keeping you in the box in the first place, it's really quite challenging. But once you break out, it's like you kind of see it from a higher perspective, so it's not your problem, it's their problem. It's not your work to do, it's theirs. You work on you, they work on them, if they want to, when they get a chance, if they get the time, if they ever get round to it. Really, that's their journey, and it's none of your business, and you just got to keep working on yourself. They'll either come back or they won't, It's quite an interesting thing. So yeah, I'm really pleased that he's managed to get free, to drop the filters, and to really find his truth.